Thank you, Dr. Spees. Thank you very much. I just wanted to start off by thanking all the people that we've worked with on the project. Dr. Spees, who we met with, seems like quite a while ago, back in the building back here when we were programming the project. And Kim Berry from the campus as well, who we've worked with throughout. All the people from Penn State, Greg Scott, Tom Wojcik, the university architect Dave Zengut, and the president Spanier, who we also had to present the project to. As an architect, we usually aren't allowed or asked to speak at these occasions, and there's some good reasons for that, I think. Architects usually aren't very verbal. We're the ones who were caught making sketches in the sides of our notebooks in class time, and so making sketches for the audience usually isn't a big hit, so that's one reason we aren't asked. But actually, fundamentally, designing and building a project like this is really a very collaborative act that involves a lot of people, not just the architects, but the engineers, the staff of the university, the contractors, the fundraisers. And everybody has a stake in a project like this. So it's really not fair to single us out, but since you've asked us to speak, and I am an architect, I do want to share some thoughts on what a building project like this means to the university and what's going on in the world of higher education and architecture. Like Greg, I had three thoughts. The building here for Penn State Berks is really designed to do three things from our perspective. The first thing, and in some ways one of the most important things, is to really meet the programmatic needs of the school. And I think we've been very careful and very thoughtful about that in working with the university to build the classrooms, to build the labs that you all need to expand the programs here. Even more important than that is to think about the future and to build a building that's flexible, that'll be here for 30, 40, 50 years and longer and really serve the university. And I think we've taken that flexibility into account. Equally important and perhaps less obvious is to provide a physical environment that promotes interaction and sociability. That interaction and sociability on a college campus is the essence of why we all get together in one place to learn. I think academic institutions today are finding that more and more teaching and learning in academic institutions happens in the spaces, not necessarily in the classrooms, although a lot of the teaching and learning goes on in the classrooms, but in the spaces outside of the classrooms. And I think you'll find that in this building, we've designed the spaces outside of the classrooms, and we've designed the building itself to really promote that sociability and that sense of community. The building is designed with a path that will lead you through the building and back to the parking lot back there. So it'll have a very strong kind of public nature. It's important in today's world where we work more and more collaboratively and we tackle more and more difficult and complex problems that we provide those kind of environments on university campuses. And I think we've worked hard in the design with the university to do that. The last thing I think that the building does, and that we've spent quite a bit of time and effort on, is that the building seeks to achieve stricter environmental standards as set up by the U.S. Green Building Council. And right now we project the building will be a LEED Silver building. Through the collaborative efforts of architects, engineers, specialty contractors of the Office of Physical Planning at Penn State, we've designed a whole series of features into the project that'll provide a building that'll approach 30% overall energy savings from a similar building. The building will use less water, it'll provide better indoor air quality, and it'll better hold and treat the stormwater that the site will generate. While that may sound like a lot, it really only goes part of the way to solving the energy and environmental issues in a world where energy and its costs and access to that energy are becoming issues that'll define future generations. I mention the broader issue because whenever the issue of climate change and carbon emissions comes up, buildings should be mentioned as the primary consumer of energy in the country. Buildings right now use 75% of the energy in the country, so if we're going to make a change, we're going to make an impact, we're going to do it through better building design. We need that kind of thinking for this campus, and we really look forward to seeing that completed here soon. So we really truly want to thank all the collaborators on the project, salute what has been a great process for coming up with an innovative building design, and we look forward to opening the building and to monitoring and making sure that the energy and environmental performance targets that we've planned for the building have been met. We sincerely hope that the Penn State University campus and community is as pleased with the building as we have been with designing it. Thank you very much.
Are you ready, my friend? He started us up. He's going to get us going. Dr. Harold Perkins.
Greetings from my wife and myself for all of you being here today. I'm mindful of the fact that you have been standing for a while, so I'll try to be brief. Two words have been going through my mind during the past week that I've been conscious of and thought about a great deal. Vision is one word and action is the other. Those two go together very completely, and there's a saying that goes with that. Vision without action can just be a daydream. Action without vision will lack direction and spark and back to vision. So I hope that we're going to see a project here that brings together both action and vision. I was able to bring three very important people to the campus today who have had a vital part in converting this beautiful landscape from a cornfield. You could be standing on corn stalks right now, and the beautiful campus that you see. One of those persons had a tremendous vision. I want to mention that secondly because there was a vision before that of Louis Toon and President Eric Walker of Penn State asking whether the university would be interested in establishing a campus, a center here in Berks County. That didn't take very long. The Board of Trustees acted promptly on that. But the big dream came when we were approaching the need for a new campus, and we had 40 acres to work with. 20 more were promised. But this idea came from this gentleman to my right of 250 acres. How about that? And we all paid quick attention to Tom Handwork, who then, 1970, that's about 30 years ago, came to me and said, could we go after a more desirable piece of land? And to make a long story short, we did, and here we are. Thanks, Tom, once again, for about the 50th time. Next person I was able to bring today was Louise Stout. Louise is to my right here. Louise is the wife of Jim Stout, who headed Gilbert Associates here in Reading in the past. Jim was on our advisory board in